Hello, I am here responding to the Module 2 assignment. I'm going to answer the first question, which is, which of the quotes on the Module 2 page is most meaningful to you and why? I have my notes over here, so if I'm looking over here, that's why. But anyways, I'm going to start by reading you the second quote, which I'm responding to. It is, the most serious mistakes are not being made as a result of wrong answers. The truly dangerous thing is asking the wrong questions, by Peter Drucker. I think this quote is really important, especially with the social issues we're having in the United States right now. I think that, a lot of the issues we're having could be overcome in a more mature manner if we were to ask questions that really hit the root of the problem. I think a lot of the questions that we're asking are really surface level and don't want to have real answers that help the issue that we're facing. A good example of that, I believe, is the Black Lives Matter movement. I think a lot of people are asking, do Black Lives matter? Or why do Black Lives matter? Should they matter? And I think that has a really short answer, which could be like yes, no, maybe, possibly. And I don't think that really hits the root of the question, the root of the issue that we're trying to overcome. So I think that a better question would be, why is it that we as a society with a constitution that says we the people have a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are willing to accept that huge segments of our population are being denied these rights? I think this is a better question to the surface level question of, do Black Lives matter? Because of course they matter, but why is it that this is even an issue, And I think the question I just asked, why is it that we have this constitution and people aren't being given these rights? I think that hits more so the question and the issue of what we should be dealing with. I have another example. It is, and I'm going to relate it back to the Black Lives Matter movement, but this question this topic is going to be gun control. I think a lot of people, kind of again ask, do we need gun control? Why do we need gun control? And to kind of link it back, I don't think that's the question we should be asking. Why are people of color being shot by the police? Why are unarmed people being shot by the police? I think that should be more the real question that we're gonna expound on. So, that being said, I have a question that I think should be kind of in place of, do Black Lives matter? It is part of the reason that police are so quick to resort to shooting people is because they have to assume that every person they encounter has a gun. That, to me, is the real root of the problem. Why do the police assume everyone just has a gun? Well, it's because the Second Amendment allows everyone in the United States to own a gun. Well, that in itself is creating an issue, because the police, who are meant to protect everyone, are assuming that everyone that they approach is ready to shoot and fight back, So I think the root of the question isn't, why do we need gun control? Why do we want it? It's more so, why is it becoming an issue with our safety? And why are police shooting everyone that they think could possibly have a gun? To kind of finish this quote out, I'm going to link it back to not a social issue, but an issue that we're dealing with right now. It's the wildlife crisis, or the wildfire crisis that we're having. I think a question could be, why are we having wildfires this summer? And, a short answer would be, oh, it's really hot, it's really windy, it's unusually dry this year. And although that is a good answer, it's a simple answer to a complex question. It's not the real issue. I think a better issue is, why do we or a better question is, why do we continually have fires every single year? And I think the better answer to that would be, oh, it has to do with our climate crisis. It's the warming climate, And I think that gets more so to the root of the question than, why are we having fires this summer, So I picked this quote, to kind of wrap it up, to talk about the issues and how they could be better dealt with if we were to ask the right questions instead of asking the surface level questions that people who don't have enough information to speak about the topic, they talk about it anyways, And I think if we were to really buckle down and ask the right questions, we could make progress and not have to kind of be thrown back to square one in 2 more months, 3 more months. So I think this is a really good quote, and I really like what it says and what it stands for. And I think if we use this in our everyday lives, we could really get somewhere.